It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Chicago Bears.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight we close out Week 7 with a good Monday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. We're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
And we are underway from SoFi Stadium. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 32-year-old quarterback from the University of Georgia, the 12-year vet, Matthew Stafford.
And I'll bet right now there's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Number 23.
So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Stafford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. Certainly not the start they were looking for offensively coming off that loss last week on the road.
And they didn't do their job. They're going to feel poorly about that. But what they're going to do is look at the defense and say, can you pick us up here? And let's face it, defenses can score. We've seen it, right? They take the ball away, create a big-time opportunity. Let's see if they can get that done.
Yeah, just something to jumpstart this home crowd. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Bears take over. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. At a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
First carry now for David Montgomery. And some room to work. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Well, when you're able to break a run against a cover 2 or a 2-deep zone, safeties are back a little ways. What you're counting on is the guys taking care of business up front and then maybe climbing to the second level, that offensive lineman or tight end getting up to the second level and able to block the safety in order to create a big run.
Yeah, making those linemen work with a couple blocks. They look good doing it there. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll set up a throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tougher role that they can fall back on anymore.
And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now first quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on third down. And third down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. And the last drive, their 1st drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt, they're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Over the middle, it's Woods. Able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 10 catches, 96 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the 1st down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. They'll run for it with Akers. I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. Sean McVay's gamble does not pay off, and the Bears will get the football back. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route.
and the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
Nice gain there by the second-year runner out of Iowa State, David Montgomery, who often finishes his runs moving forward and knocking defenders back. He finished tied with Josh Jacobs for the most carries by a rookie last year. But what the Bears need from him, improve on his 3.7 yards per attempt. If he gets that up into the fours, look out. He can control the game with his running.
First and goal.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. From the 10, first and goal.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Terrell Lewis. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A big chunk of real estate covered on the scramble, but it will be third and goal. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mention the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Cairo Santos set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 down, so I don't think it's a big deal when the offense doesn't have confidence.
I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
DeAndre Baker there defensively.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now a play fake and it's Stafford. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
Matthew Stafford sacked. A fumble on the play.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
That's the end of the first quarter.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Nothing.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. The shotgun snap for Stafford. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yardage on 1st and 2nd down.
11-yard line.
David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and go a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Toss left to Montgomery. And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
Illegal block in the back.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They're going to look to throw. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Well, we know he has pretty good hands on display there. In fact, he only needed one of them.
Yeah, nowadays, all these receivers work on this, right? They do the one-handed catches on the machine in practice. They do it with their quarterbacks. They do it contested, uncontested. They make it part of their repertoire.
He's taken down.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 43. That one goes for 24 yards.
Chicago.
If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bears will add on to their lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
And it's good to make it 14-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago.
Cairo Santos set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Takes this about 5 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Set to go again. Here's Cam Akers in the LA offense.
They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while. And then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
32-yard line.
On the ground, it's Akers. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
On first down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
at the 38-yard line.
From the 38, Stafford. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The Rams on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run here with Akers. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Ball carrier.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Taken down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Set to go again. Here's Cam Akers in the L.A. offense. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
Jackson. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7. At the Bears.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Gay knocks this one through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
Rams 3.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll throw now on the final play. And his throw is incomplete. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Bears take over 1st and 10.
Now Allen Robinson and company gearing up to go again on offense. And he's been pretty good under the lights here tonight, hasn't he, partner?
He certainly has, and I applaud him for that because I don't know what it's like for you, but to me, preparing for a night game involves a little bit more. Trying to hold your intensity, hold that edge throughout an entire day of waiting to get out there and play. You know, the meetings, what time you're going to eat, all of those things. He's harnessed it very well. It's turning in a nice performance.
Yeah, he's closing in on 100 yards. For me, it's all about the afternoon nap for a night game.
I like the way you prep.
And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he finds Montgomery complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
This is it! This is it!
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down. Looking to throw. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Cole Kmet, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
The previous play
and a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to.
Cairo Santos lining up for the extra point.
Yeah, we dominated.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Santos with the extra point. And the lead is is up to 18 now.
Cairo Santos set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And this carries into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
That'll be caught by Cup. And getting this just shy of midfield, he'll spot it at the 49.
That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Here's Akers.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory.
23, Cam Akers.
Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
They'll go again here with Akers.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Throwing on third down, Stafford.
The throw complete to Cam Akers.
And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a fourth down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked...
And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Bears will get the football back.
4th and short in this part of the field. You just notice special teams coordinators rallying the team saying, watch the fake, but Brandon, don't they usually say that on every punting situation?
Oh, yeah, they can be up 40 in the fourth quarter. That's their job. They scream that every time.
And this time, though, his team locked in, and they were well aware that it truly was a situation that they could fake it, and they were ready for it and stopped it.
First play of the drive there is incomplete.
Darnell Mooney, the target there.
That'll bring up second down.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
That'll throw left sideline here is complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
One of the things you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down. They'll look to throw again. He'll buy some time right. And he whips that one incomplete there. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. But it's going to be second down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
To his tight end. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 15-yard line. The good pickup there of 20 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
Now, he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now. They'll look to throw. And, oh, it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it.
Intercepted. The Rams take over first and 10 at their own.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up second and...
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's second and 10 from the 20. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the fourth and final quarter. Second and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. That's caught by Jackson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards there, first down.
First and 10 at the 31-yard.
Operating from the gun. Stafford. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And the ball comes loose. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Now, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back to the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Darnell Mooney with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bears capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard.
The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
On the throwaway.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think that part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way, it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent game. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Again, it's Stafford. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Stafford.
That's into the hands of Akers, complete.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Steps out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Stafford looks to throw again.
They'll get this to Akers out of the backfield.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked it down to force a 4th down?
Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie, Jalen Johnson.
And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Flushed out right. Go to the right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Open man is Komet, the tight end.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Aaron Donald make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
On 2nd down, it's Montgomery, and that play went nowhere. Losing yardage, it'll be back at the 36. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
After what they've faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Aaron McDonald. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. So good field position for the Rams as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. After the interception, here's Stafford. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, Stafford again.
Again, he targets Kupp, and this time he's got it.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. To the air again, Stafford. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bears will get the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. That catch good for only a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
At the 26-yard line.
That's complete to Mooney.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellent.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. This one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet.
Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
1st down.
To throw here on 1st down. He's going to fire one deep over. And this is caught inside the 5. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line.
I think think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.